Hi, I'm Ron Fairchild, Executive Director of the National Center for Summer Learning. It's my pleasure to be with you today and to do a demonstration of the impact of summer learning loss on reading achievement scores. We've got two great volunteers who are with us, Andrew and Colleen, who are going to be taking a few steps to illustrate the impact of summer on the growth in the achievement gap for kids during their elementary school years. We're going to be focusing today on reading achievement. So as we get started, I'm going to ask Andrew and Colleen to stand side by side. Colleen is going to be our typical middle-income child. Andrew is going to be our typical lower-income child. Again, we're talking about generalizations, again, typical children. So, in this case, we're going to start with asking Colleen to take 4 heel-to-toe steps forward. Colleen, go ahead. This is where Andrew and Colleen would be when they start school, at the beginning point, as they enter kindergarten. This is the gap at the starting gate. We know that young people, based on income, based on socioeconomic status, enter school at very different levels. It has a lot to do with access to books, with reading material in the home. And one of the big reasons we have an achievement gap is disparities in access to preschool learning opportunities. So this is the beginning of the gap. So now I'm going to ask Colleen and Andrew to each take 4 heel-to-toe steps forward to illustrate what happens in reading achievement during the kindergarten year. Andrew, Colleen? Great. So this is what happened during the kindergarten year. Andrew and Colleen basically achieved about the same amount in reading. The gap's still there, but they achieved roughly the same amount during the kindergarten school year. Let's look at what happens during the summer. Colleen, our typical middle-income student, take a half step forward. Andrew, please take a full step back. So this is what happens the summer of the kindergarten year, the summer between kindergarten and first grade. So now let's illustrate what happens during the first grade year. Andrew and Colleen each take 4 heel-to-toe steps forward. And again, let's look at the summer between first and second grade. So Colleen, take a half step forward. Andrew, take a full step back. Let's look at the second grade year, again in reading achievement. Andrew and Colleen, both of you take 4 steps forward. Again, Colleen, take a half step forward for the summer. And Andrew, take a full step back. Now let's look at what happened to this achievement gap. The gap grows dramatically, not because of what happens primarily during the school year, but what happens during the summer. So the impact of differences in summer learning opportunities for Andrew and for Colleen, for typical middle-income kids and typical lower-income kids, their experiences during the summer vastly different and have a huge impact on the achievement gap.